Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Frazier, and this is EA Sports Game Changers.
Today, he's known for his brash and brazen play in the post. Now, NBA All-Star Joakim Noah reveals why he screams on the court and why he's teaching it to the kids of NYC. And he's hit quarterbacks his whole life. It's time to buckle up and hit the open road with NFL superstar Dwight Freeney as he shocks his young fans with something so big it will change their lives forever. Plus, it was the announcement that rocked the soccer world. Seattle Sounders Clint Dempsey steps into the high-tech world of sports. Find out why this superstar could not believe his eyes face to face with some of the coolest technology on Earth. Then, the Vikings invade London, and Adrian Peterson is front and center to give the tip that could make one of these kids an NFL superstar. Don't blink, because Game Changers is on.
Welcome to EA Sports Game Changers, and we have a lot of fun stuff for you today. When the Chicago Bulls center, Joakim Noah, is on the court, you know it. He's a dominating force in the paint, and his high-energy play just is infectious. And he's one of those guys that's not afraid to express himself. His intense actions are a big part of his game and also his life. In fact, Joakim teaches kids how they can express themselves. I sent Ross Thomas to Chicago to hang out with Mr. Noah.
On the court, Joakim Noah roams the paint like an NBA superhero, protecting the rim from offensive intruders, rescuing with rebounds, and bringing his own brand of jam justice to court.
When I'm on the basketball court, I feel free. I can scream if I want to. I'm myself.
His foundation, Noah's Ark, is teaching kids how self-expression can lead to success.
You have to be even more focused than ever.
We met up with the Bulls Center in Queens, New York, where he invited hundreds of kids to play and create.
When I first heard Noah's Ark, I thought they were talking about like Noah's Ark. What is Noah's Ark Foundation?
It's all about helping the kids, helping the youth, teaching kids to express themselves.
Express themselves through basketball and art.
These kids are really excited to be here. What's it mean to these kids to take part in this event?
You know, the words and the voice and the actions Joakim shows to them are really powerful. To have a message of stay in school, make good choices, do things that are positive for yourself and for your community. We want to give kids healthy, safe, constructive outlets where they can express themselves in a great way here on the court or in the art room.
Some people would say art and basketball are completely different, but I think that what we're doing, there's a lot of similarities. You know, I think it's all about expression.
Sports and art are in Joakim's blood, something his family taught both him and his sister Yelena early on.
I believe that everybody's an artist.
Celia Rode isn't just Joakim's mom. She's also his partner in the foundation.
Well, I would say that it's pretty organic how this happened because both my kids were brought up in an art studio, because I'm a sculptor, and with a professional athlete father. So this is really something that my kids have grown up in that atmosphere. And I think that Joakim wanted to share that with other kids.
When you get these kids from the Queens area and stuff, they come in here and you're talking to them about inner expression and express themselves through art. What's the reaction usually like from these kids?
To dare to be emotive and to talk about your dreams and feelings and fears, they overcome a lot, I think.
While these kids are in the studio, others are expressing themselves on the court. Helping bring the Stickman Classic together is Tyrone Green. While he may look low-key and mild-mannered, this coach can boast to having 5 former players in the NBA, including, you guessed it, Joakim.
I hear the word mentor being tossed around when Joakim refers to you. you're someone who taught him the game in a way, right?
He came over here when he was 13 years old, and he came in the gym. He was only 5'7", 5'8". I never thought he was gonna get like 6'11", never. Because he worked so hard. I mean, Joe worked harder than anybody ever seen work.
As for this NBA star, it's events like this that change his own view of the world.
It puts everything in perspective. It makes me happy watching, the kids having a good time and being a part of it.
Coming up, Chargers linebacker Dwight Freeney is in the kitchen. Can you guess what this Charger linebacker likes on his pizza? Then, Clint Dempsey tries something he's never done before and can't believe his eyes. A hero in a high-tech world. And later, the NFL takes London by storm. The British open their arms for the Minnesota Vikings and turn one of these kids into a fan forever.
Welcome back. Now on the field, San Diego Chargers All-Pro defensive lineman Dwight Freeney really is a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. But as we found out, in the kitchen, Dwight's a dream. More importantly, his culinary skills really are saving lives.
There's almost no such thing as too much cheese.
Here, I help you. Come on, let's go.
Dwight Freeney loves two things: sacking quarterbacks and eating pepperoni pizza. For the past 11 seasons, Freeney has been a defensive star. The 7-time Pro Bowler has more than 100 career sacks, and he also has every player's dream, a Super Bowl ring.
What's up? How you doing? Good? Ready to cook?
Dwight invited Game Changers to tag along on his off day, and it started here in the kitchen of one of his favorite restaurants, making pizzas.
Today I'm cooking, having fun with the kids. I love to cook, I love to interact, so for me it's not work, this is actually fun. There you go.
A dozen at-risk kids from a local school came here to learn how to make a healthy meal from one of their heroes.
Let me see what you got. Spread that sauce up, man. So a little bit more.
Many of the kids in this group are homeless.
You a big cheese fan? No kid should ever have to go through that. If we can get them through these times, there's nothing that they can't overcome in life.
With the help of the organization called After School All-Stars, Dwight knows the littlest things can change their life.
You guys need to dream very big. There's nothing that you can't accomplish.
Powerful words from one of the most powerful players in the National Football League.
They were really cool with explaining and saying try hard, and that every hard thing you do now are gonna pay off in the future.
What I learned today is if you love doing something and you're really good at it, just go for it.
While the kids enjoyed their pizzas, Dwight's day was just getting started. 2 hours and about 200 miles later, Dwight arrived at Baldwin Hills High School in Los Angeles.
What's up, man? How you doing? You good? All right, so what you thinking about me?
Dwight didn't just show up to shake hands. He came to make sure 80 students got the glasses they needed and the frames they wanted.
Tell me how these things feel. They look good. They look good now. Vision to Learn is a program that gives back glasses to the community, underprivileged areas that maybe the family can't afford it or the insurance doesn't pay for it, what have you.
For hours, Freeney took his time, hand-picking individual colors and frames for each of the students in need.
I like it. Pretty good. It is very rewarding to me to give the gift of vision to these kids, putting the glasses on them so they can learn and be who they want to be. People don't really realize how important it is, but at their age, it means everything. Now that these kids got these glasses, the sky's the limit. If they can see, they can learn. And if they can learn, they can be anything.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
Coming up, America's captain steps into the future. Clint Dempsey face to face with some of the coolest technology on Earth. And the Minnesota Vikings in Great Britain. Adrian Peterson takes the mic and reveals one of the keys to greatness.
Welcome back. Soccer superstar Clint Dempsey was scheduled to shoot a new commercial in Europe. The cameras, director, and crew were all there. But Dempsey was here in America. You know, he plays for the Seattle Sounders now. So what do? Well, through the innovative science of sports technology and a little movie magic, you create a modern-day solution. Of course, we were in both places to capture the story.
Clint Dempsey is at the top of soccer's list of elite players. We know the U.S. men's national team captain can score, but few know he can also act.
Rolling, rolling.
Clint invited game changers to watch the Seattle Sounders star film his new commercial in London, England.
Ride that wave. 3, 2, 1, action.
This is a story about a guy who's playing in his apartment, and he's just got the winning goal, and he's pretty excited, but he's only as excited as this particular guy gets, which is not very much. And then Clint Dempsey miraculously appears alongside him in his apartment, basically to say, you can do better than that.
That's it? That's your goal celebration?
But here's the problem, and it's a big one. When we got to London, the crew was there, but Clint Dempsey was not.
Action.
Today's Monday, and on Friday night, we heard that Clint wasn't going to be either on the shoot or even in our hemisphere.
At the last minute, Dempsey had to be with his team, so the crew went to Plan B, which would require high-tech movie magic to get this commercial done on time and on budget.
What we decided all together was that we would go on as planned and shoot it without him, and then through the magic of digital post-production, insert him into it at a later date.
Come on, show me the business. So I'm Sam Bailey, and I am standing in for Clint Dempsey on this shoot. You can do better than that.
With Sam standing in, the commercial team was able to shoot everything they needed in London and reschedule Clint's bit about a week later in Dallas, Texas.
Come on, let's go here, let's go here. Come on.
So we're here in Dallas, Texas, and this is part 2 of our EA Sports Clint Dempsey Globetrotting Odyssey, and hopefully it ends here.
Part 2 of this epic adventure entails filming Clint up against a green screen so the digital wizards in post-production can insert him into the footage that's already been shot in London. Footage Clint got to see himself.
The stand-in that played me in London, I think he needs to be in front of the sun a little bit more. He's a little bit pale, so hopefully he can work on that tan. It was weird looking at someone play me, but it gave me an idea of kind of what to expect and what they were looking for, and it was really helpful in making that process easy.
Let's just see how easy Clint made it all look.
Come on. Okay, now ride that wave. Come on, show me what you got. He keeps doing this, like, this is the business. He's doing the business. I'm trying to get him to ride the wave.
I'm trying to have a bad whistle. All right.
Clint Dempsey is, I think the world is going to find out very shortly, a very gifted actor, which made my job very easy.
It's been cool. You don't realize how much goes into a commercial. There's a lot of more work than what you'd expect, but the team was great. They made it really easy for me and made me feel comfortable as far as interacting with the other actor and being able to, you know, make a cool and funny video.
Despite the last-minute changes, the commercial went off without a hitch. Though one thing might have made it a little easier.
If I have one complaint about Clint Dempsey is that the man cannot blow a whistle to save his life.
Show me what you got.
On the whistle, give it a nice, like, sharp tweet.
It was difficult. I probably blew it 100 times today and probably only did it right 3 times. So I blame it on the first whistle they gave me was malfunctioning, and the second one was better.
That's not something you're trained to do when you're on that side of the playing field, so it makes sense. But gosh, we could have gotten this day done so much quicker if he could have been a little bit more on the ball with that whistle. But I'm not complaining.
Neither are we, as long as Clint promises to stick with winning instead of whistling.
Coming up, what if the first time you played football, Adrian Peterson was on the field?
In the land of the Queen, football is on the way to becoming king. Now in its 7th year, the NFL's International Series in London has canvassed the streets. For some Brits, the sport has a little ways to go.
We think it's National Football League. Yeah. Are we right? Are we wrong?
No idea what the T-ball is.
A T-ball? Maybe some sort of formation? Is that a stake?
While some of the adults are catching up, there's no doubt that this country's kids are in love with America's #1 game of football.
Now arriving, your 2013 Minnesota Vikings.
Before their game at Wembley Stadium, the Minnesota Vikings brought the game closer than these kids have ever seen as part of the NFL's Play 60 campaign.
We come from the invite from the NFL Play 60 scheme today for young children, teach them the basics of flag football and the importance of being active.
I remember when I was you guys' age, stayed outside, I stayed active, I played with the kids next door, and it helped me. It helped me get faster, stronger, and it helped me become the type of football player that I am today.
Generally, when we talk to people about American football, the thing that comes to mind initially is pads, helmets, and the physical nature of that game.
It turned out to be really fun and awesome.
It is hard to explain to people in the UK who've grown up familiar with football and soccer, but when you actually get the kids involved in the game and playing the game and they see the differences and the different skill sets and how that can be used, suddenly the kids get very, very interested. It's a very challenging game, but it allows people, regardless of their skill and ability or even body type, to play together as a team.
It's like just a good game for children to have the opportunity to come here and just play it with the team.
The kids were doing situational drills in all aspects of flag football, so there was passing, there was running back drills, receiver drills, which then culminated in running some basic, very sort of flag football type scenarios.
I think it's really better because you get to use your hands and then you get to use your feet.
I liked when you had to kick the ball, and I liked throwing the ball and catching the ball.
They were totally committed to it, and I think they enjoyed it, and I think the Vikings here was the cherry on the cake.
They're very inspiring, like they get children up on their feet and active and motivational.
We want to give them the opportunity to play American football, be it at flag level when they're 8 or 9 as they were today, or at kitted level when they get older. That's what we want to do, and events like today just show us that that's possible.
I don't think they're going to lose ever a match. They're really fun. They're like friends, really good friends.
For more NFL content, visit NFLrush.com. It has been another great show, but keep this in mind. Whether it's in your community or even on the field, you can change the game. I'm Kevin Frazier. We'll see you next time right here on EA Sports Game Changers.